This question comes from my good friend Jordan Scott. If you have a fitness question yourself, you can post it on the Prats Pro Fitness page or direct message me. So what Jordan wants to know is, can he develop hypertrophy, or in layman's terms, muscle building, while on a cardiovascular program? He's looking to improve his 5K run time. So what he's referring to is what's called the interference effect, first described by Hickson back in the 1980s. If we combine cardiovascular training and strength training, the cardiovascular training can have a negative effect on various aspects of strength training. So what the research tends to show is that there's a strong negative effect on power, not so much of a negative effect on strength, and the effects on hypertrophy or muscle building are less. And the key here is that if you're looking for muscle building, that you need to keep your calories high enough to grow. And so a couple good studies here by Vic Moen on duathletes. The first one compared duathletes to non-athletes and compared their muscle development. And what they found was that the duathletes were able to improve their muscle just as much as the non-athletes. Now, if we were to use an extreme example, you wouldn't be able to compete as a pro bodybuilder and an Olympic marathoner at the same time, but for most of us, we're not doing extreme training volumes of either style. The next study by Vic Moen compared the effects of strength training and no strength training with duathletes again, and found that even though the duathletes gained muscle, they were still able to improve their performances in the bike and the run time. What they did was they had a 3-hour ride, and the ones performing the strength training were able to improve their efficiency after the first hour, in the second and third hours, and they were able to improve a 5-minute time trial immediately after that 3-hour ride. They also, in the run time, while there wasn't an improvement in efficiency in a 90-minute run, they also were able to improve their run time over 5 minutes immediately after that 90 minutes. So good news there. They were able to improve both performance, both muscle building and endurance performance, although there was no improvement in power. Now, Jordan also wanted to know is, if he was spending an hour on his run, with his running training every day, could he develop muscle building on a 15 to 20 minute program, and what would that look like? So what I think is, do a quick warm-up with big bang for your buck exercises like push-ups, squats, lunges, all body weight, and something like a crawling variation like a bear crawl. Gets you warmed up really quickly, and then there's a couple options. You could do one lift per day and alternate days of upper and lower body exercises. And while you're resting in between sets, you could do a core or a mobility exercise for 3 to 5 sets, whatever time you had available. Or you could do a 2 or 3 day program where you were doing 2 lifts per day, and you could do, say, a lower body strength exercise for 3 to 6 reps, alternate that with an upper body exercise for hypertrophy for 6 to 12 reps there, and then the next day focus on an upper body strength exercise followed by a lower body hypertrophy exercise. All right, thanks for the great question, Jordan.